Thank you for joining me and welcome to Autumn-Winter 2020, Fashion's New Normal, Dressing for a Changed World. I'm Lauren Parker, founder of Lauren Parker Creative Media and the former editor-in-chief of Accessories Magazine and executive editor of Footwear Plus magazine. In this webinar, I'm going to explore what this new normal is, how it's changing how we work, socialize, behave, and dress. To make my points, I'll be running through runway and lifestyle images, plus examples from brands sold on FashionGo. Love in the Time of Cholera is a beloved Nobel Prize-winning novel, but Life in the Time of Coronavirus is our nonfiction reality show, and we're writing the pages as we go. Today we're going to look at what this new normal is and how it's changing how we work, socialize, behave, and dress. Top fashion designers had a lot of foresight when it came to face coverings, rolling out protective items in their fall runway shows over a year ago. It seemed a bit extreme at the time, but now PPE, or personal protective equipment, is our new normal. Consumers are also building fashion wardrobes of masks and PPE for different occasions. And from fashion masks with sequin bling for going out on a date, to masks sold to coordinate with blouses, to eyewear with built-in face shields, basic PPE coverings have come a long way. Aritson Advisory Intelligence estimates demand for reusable fashion masks to reach 170 million by 2025. Happily, many designers are donating a lot of these profits to worthy causes during the pandemic. So now that women have lots of different masks for different purposes, cue the mask accessories. Mask chains are popping up all over as ways to adorn your mask and also as a way to hold on to it when you take it off. Some of these chains double as sunglass holders as well. Another trendy item in 2020. These chains are usually sold separately from masks and can even be converted into necklaces. Smile! Wait, no one can see that smile. With so much of our faces covered in our masks all the time, we are smiling with our eyes, or smizing, as Tyra Banks calls it. Lipstick sales are understandably down, but eye makeup was up 6% in May and June thanks to false eyelashes, mascara, eyeliner, and brow items. Smizing it is. MC Hammer sang Can't Touch That in 1990, and it's pretty relevant in 2020. Suddenly, touching can be fraught with anxiety, and even when the pandemic blows over, we might all remain germaphobes. I know I will. Long opera gloves made a coincidental splash on the fall runways, but also look for gloves with treatments like antimicrobial coatings or decorative errant gloves to replace disposable latex ones. Super stretchy fingerless gloves can also be pulled down when needed, and metal no-touch tools are coming in handy. Social distancing might just be the catchphrase of 2020. As we know, we're supposed to stand 6 feet apart from others, especially when we don't have our masks on. This can often cause uncomfortable conversations with strangers and even friends who don't comply. Messaging on graphic tees and even on masks, essentially telling people to back it up, is one fun yet effective solution. Creating forced physical distance is another solution. This example is a bit of a goof, but these hoop skirt social distancing dresses by the company Multiply show how the pandemic is adjusting the way we can use fashion to adapt to our new normal. This dramatic ball gown that floated down Christopher John Rogers' fall runway looks more than 6 feet across. Made for bold entrances and exits, it's a nod back to the bigger is better 80s, not to mention royals like Marie Antoinette. The runways do tend to exaggerate trends for impact, but know that volume is a key trend for the season. For those who don't want to embrace the runway's giant bubble dresses or gowns, statement sleeves are an easier way into the volume trend, from coats to tops to dresses. Poofy sleeves add a regal touch, and cinched at the wrist, they add a practicality that you wouldn't necessarily get from a statement sleeve that was like a bell sleeve. Poof shoulders also capture that 80s strong shoulder trend, minus the shoulder pads, of course. Ruffles also add volume. Placed front and back, top and bottom, they add a feminine flounce whether coming or going, and ribbon bows add a Victorian touch here as well. Sheer is another way to have fun with volume, creating a cocoon-like armor bubble around the body. This offers some personal space, making us feel a little bit less vulnerable when we do step out to meet the world, and sheer also makes for fun layering pieces. Black sheer with volume will be a key trend for holiday, and these poofy, delicate cocoons can be dressed up or dressed down with jeans. So let's talk about lifestyle and what our new normal has been and what it will be for fall. In today's uncertain times, cozy comfort has a dual meaning. It's not just physically snuggling inside fuzzy, chunky knits, but emotionally cocooning yourself from the outside world as well. And nothing is more comforting than hugging something furry. It's why people were fostering huggable dogs and cats in record numbers during the initial lockdown. Persistence Market Research states that the global market of stuffed and plush toys rose 6.2% over the forecast period 2017 to 2026. For adults, plush coats and accessories are cozy comfort on the go. And long, fluffy fringe is another trend, giving us something to play with when we're stressed out. I call this fidget fringe. Shearling and faux fur has also gotten a bit longer and a lot shaggier for fall, with more sink your fingers into it dimension and extra snuggly appeal. And in addition to full-on fur coats, jackets, and vests, there is also fur lining and trim, plus fur backpacks and bags. And hats. So stress-relieving knitting took off during the pandemic and will drive traction on cozy, comforting knits to purchase. Even if you didn't knit it yourself, you might just want to feel like you did. In accessories, homespun knits are also prominent. Beyond the expected cold weather scarves and wraps, look for handbags, over-the-knee socks, or even hair accessories in cable knits or crochet. And a touch of crystal also adds an elevating touch. Another way to stay cozy when you leave the house, taking your home blanket or carpet with you. This is evident in blanket wraps and blanket bags, some which evoke a bit of foreign travel with kilim-type rugs. And with travel pretty much at a halt these days, we all need some fashion wanderlust. So we've all gotten very used to lounging around and stretching out in stretch, both in pandemic lockdowns and work from home telecommuting. In fact, we've all kind of become homebodies, and we're pretty proud of it. In fact, the New York Times Magazine cover showed sweatpants flying as a flag with the headline, "Sweatpants Forever." But there's another reason why comfy sweats and relaxed sets aren't going anywhere. For the past half a year, we baked bread, we binged on cable news and Netflix, our gyms were closed, and we're paying the price. Called it the COVID-19 or the Quarantine 15, but those extra pounds are going to keep customers in comfy, stretchy clothing for a while. But that said, soft and stretchy or soft and flowy doesn't need to be sloppy. Women don't feel professional or feminine while dressed like slobs, and the home leisure trend is replacing athleisure as an elevated option. In fact, retailer ASOS reported sales of not-so-basic tracksuits in premium fabrics, special washes, and with elevated sleeve details were up 200% compared to this period last year. Beyond that, women are taking it all up a notch. Think relaxed tailoring like slouchy pants in silky fabrics that feel special, dressed up with a pocket, tassel, or other detail. Plus, as loungewear and even sleepwear gets elevated, it's easier to work from home. And I thought this was interesting. Lingerie company Lunya addresses this directly on its website with its work from home edit, stating, "Sleepwear this good means never having to change for that Zoom meeting. I call this Z's to Zoom." Now, I know the FashionGo customer loves chilling in her tie-dye, and I could fill this whole presentation with tie-dye sets off the site. But look for upgrades as women expand beyond tie-dye leggings and sweats. A Tom Ford model swept the runway with a dramatic tie-dye cape, paired with gray sweats and silver platforms. She looked like a regal tie-dye queen. So women are going to start rethinking this laid-back print. And satin is another way to take tie-dye next level. Another thing women got rid of during their homebound quarantines, the underwire bra. Intimate apparel retailer Fig Leaves reported sales of non-wire bras and bralettes were up 40% end of March compared to a year before. It's hard to argue with that kind of comfort when you're working from home, but bralettes are leaving the house too. The bralette continues as a runway trend for fall, layered under sheer overlays or just paired with high-waisted bottoms or even a blazer. It's estimated that 25 to 30% of the workforce will be working from home multiple days a week by the end of 2021. In fact, most of you are watching my webinar from the comfort of your home. Definitely our new normal for the foreseeable future. And once things do fully reopen, many women will still work from home as offices downsize and family commitments change, for example, schools being closed. But no one says a home office needs to be boring. Decorating that home office, and this is key, surrounding yourself with the motivation to actually get work done, is emerging as a new frontier. Even if your office is just a laptop on the kitchen table, women are still adding inspirational artwork, mugs, cups, plus chic notepads, file folders, and to-do trays. And who knew that Zoom would become the most popular verb of the year? We've Zoomed with coworkers, family, and friends during the pandemic, and we will continue to connect with our industries this way as a viable work-from-home option. Zoom has also put an emphasis on waist-up dressing, focusing on earrings, necklaces that hit at the collarbone versus long ones that might get cut out of view, scarves, and hair accessories. And with women skipping the salon because of COVID, or just skipping it because there are a million other more pressing concerns at the moment, hair hasn't always been a top priority. But chic headbands, jeweled hair barrettes, and even scarves are a great way to pull it all together quickly and easily, and look polished for that 10 a.m. Zoom call. And according to List, global searches for headbands went up 23% in April. Even the lowly scrunchie has been masterfully elevated, showing up on the red carpet and every cool girl's dresser. Plus, pulling your hair back with the headband hides those overgrown roots and serves as a makeshift crown of sorts. Of course, no workday is complete without at least one piece of jewelry. Chain link necklaces that frame the face and screen are Zoom perfect, and gold links were all over the runways for their classic appeal. Pearls are also the perfect item for video conferencing, as they cast a soft glow into the camera. Ear cuffs are another jewelry trend that's taken off, but designers are updating them with a bit more swing and volume for fall. As home leisure has been demanding comfort in clothing, it's also demanding comfort in footwear. Indoor-outdoor shoes are key for wearing around the house or stepping outside to walk the dog or grab the newspaper. Easy on, easy off is a must. And thanks to working from home, or sadly, maybe being furloughed or unemployed at home, women's slippers grew 72% during March through June versus the year prior, according to the NPD group. And fuzzy slippers bring a smile every time. When it comes to leaving the house, slip-on mules and platform clogs maintain that easy on, easy off vibe. And touches like embroidery add to the fancy feet feel, or a fly knit upper for stretch. And once we do step outside, things have gotten rather intense. The sign "Stand for Something" that man is holding pretty much sums up the current mood, be it people standing up for social, environmental, or political issues, or even a combination of all of the above. And no matter where you stand, the key is to take a stand. So graphic tees are a great way to do that, letting people message to the world what they're feeling at the moment, be it a general mood or specific cause. Be kind, spelled out in sign language with the hands spanning a variety of skin colors, is one particularly powerful example that's really a sign of the times. Daily headlines have everyone on edge, from protest marches and crackdowns to pandemic insecurity and a sharply divided nation. This mood manifests in take-to-the-street fashion, including punky combat boots, all-weather slip-on boots, and protective puffers, because you never know. It's very much a ready-for-anything kind of mood. And I think this snarky straight-out-of-quarantine t-shirt pretty much sums up the mood here. We're ready to get tough, get out of quarantine, and get on with our lives. And utility vests with lots of easy access pockets, plus grab-and-go bags that store our cell phones and not much else, are all we need. Make room for some cash and cards and a mask, of course, and you're good to hit the streets. And after all that, we all need to relax. Self-care has risen to a major concern as things remain in flux in our lives. With discretionary income being squeezed, many women are rerouting fashion dollars and even some makeup dollars to wellness, turning the home into a home spa. With most kids being home from school in the fall, I expect women are going to need those home spa breaks more than ever. Bath bombs and recharging kits promise everything's going to be all right, at least for an hour or so. And some bath items are just attractive enough to cause calm just by looking at them on the bathroom shelf in soothing colors. Something else we've been doing at home during the pandemic to relax? DIY. We started cooking, baking, sewing, and definitely crafting. Patchwork is one DIY craft that is really having a resurgence. It's often made from leftover scraps or dead stock, and patchwork adds sustainability that is appealing to consumers. Patchwork was popular in the 60s, driven by hippie culture, and it moved into the 70s as well as people became more conscious of conservation. Here it's popular as a fashion statement as well. Other crafty effects include quilting, exposed seams and stitches, and fringe. Some more examples of patchwork, even if many are just printed patchwork. These range from printed boho baby doll dress to a printed puff sleeve blouse. A cable knit color block sweater that looks pieced together also hits this trend. And fringe is another retro accent that harks back to this crafty retro mood, with items that women can pretend they created themselves. Look for chunky yarns, tassel and loop fringe, and even frayed sweater edges for a distressed feel. And a lot of this retro patchwork and retro fringe mood is captured in retro hues, with a rusty, rustic palette. Pantone has proclaimed amber glow to be a major color for fall 2020, calling it a radiant autumnal orange that promotes self-confidence and creative self-expression. But it really harks back to the 60s and 70s as well. And here are just some more interpretations of this dusty, rusty orange on FashionGo. And after so much soft and slouchy, women will want to add some literal structure to their wardrobe for business, especially if they're heading back to the office, even part-time. A crop suit jacket with high-waisted pants adds a fashionable twist and really looks sharp, literally. And that blazer, even if it's a casual one, still says I'm no slouch and I'm back to business. Blazers are being increasingly worn with skirts for a 70s bourgeois feel. They also help women turn a soft summer dress into something structured and more serious for the season. And speaking of blazers, there's a new boys' club in town and it includes girls. Or more better stated, there's a new girls' club in town and it's letting in the boys. Pinstripes, ruffles, ties, and loafers mix up traditional definitions of femininity and masculinity for a unique blended message of gender fluidity. Gender blending, you can call it. Menswear plaid also gets feminized with pearl accents and different hues. Minimalism has also taken a front row seat for those looking to opt out of fleeting trends and looking for something a little longer lasting. Economic uncertainty means people want fewer things, but they shouldn't be boring. As part of this new minimalism, feminine leathers offer unexpected touches. Think pleats, ruches, ruffles, and puffs, and statement sleeves, of course, mainly done up in solids. This obviously plays out well in vegan leather as well, from dresses to button-downs to jumpsuits, all in solid natural hues. So it's a bit ironic that animal prints, especially tiger prints, saw a resurgence just when everyone was home on the couch watching Tiger King on Netflix. In April, searches for animal prints went up 26% in just 7 days. With women's empowerment a hot topic, maybe feeling fierce is the message here. In addition to tiger stripes, we're also seeing more tiger motifs. So forget Tiger King. Now it's all about the Tiger Queen, not to be confused with the Tiger Mom. And herds of animals are also crossbreeding. We're seeing zebra stripes, leopard spots, tiger stripes, and even snake scales mixing together to form unique hybrids, all living in harmony. But more often than not, snakes are living on their own, separated out as its own print. Snake print also takes really well to slick, shiny patent leather. So maybe women won't feel fierce in snake, but they will feel dangerous. Cow and pony hair prints tend to be worn alone, not mixed with other animals. Somehow the lowly cow has become this cool girl print, worn all over the runways on everything from coats to bags to shoes, and almost always in natural colors. So let's pause for a quick history lesson, as looking back can really help us look forward. The Roaring Twenties, the 1920s, were a reaction to a lot of things. World War I had ended a few years prior, the Spanish flu pandemic of 1918 was over, and women got the right to vote via the passage of the 19th Amendment. There was an energy, a new feminism, and it led to the rise of the 1920s flapper. It was very much a sign of the times. So fast forward 100 years to 2020. Once we come out of the other side of this pandemic, realize we made it, we survived, people are going to want to celebrate life, celebrate friends, and maybe wear something that is festive, fun, and definitely a bit impractical. Designers captured this energy in special occasion dressing, and nothing says party like sparkly fringe, sequins, and crystal. And with red carpets and awards shows canceled, we need to make our own fashion events. And old world glamour will help women really flaunt their stuff when they do go out on the town, or even to a friend's house for a private party. But one thing I want to point out from the previous slide, those old world glamour crystals were mixed with very unexpected, punky spiked shoes. In other words, we're going to party our way. So I'm going to wrap up this presentation this way. We know that things aren't the easiest right now and there's so much uncertainty, but people are resilient and optimistic as they look toward the future. And one way to really channel optimism is with strong, bold, positive colors, because we all want to be bold, be positive, and stay strong. We are all in this together. And that's Autumn-Winter 2020, Fashion's New Normal, Dressing for a Changed World, or shall I say, doing it our way. Thank you for joining me today. Stay safe, stay strong, and please connect with me via my website, laurenparkercreative.com. I look forward to hearing your thoughts and collaborating on future projects.